Yo, 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 it's your boy David Odom Chuck in the house with the new Ember mug. But I kind of want to talk about I guess it's now the old Ember mug. Listen, guys, this product has been on my desk since the day I bought it 4 months ago. If you watch my story on Instagram, Annie, you'll see I am sporting it all the time. And for good reasons. I want to do a little commemoration to this before we jump into the unboxing and full review on what they changed and what's new. It was a tough buy buying this thing. I ain't even kidding. Guys, I've got my old mugs over here, and as you can see, they're very beat up. Double wall, thermal, you name it. You put coffee in there, blazing hot for like 4 hours. These were fine. They did the trick, you know, like any thermal. But they just eventually got beat up. I was like 3 in within, you know, a little over a year. And it just got annoying. Let me put these. And I realized 3 of those came out to about 70 bucks. And I'm like, this is like 100 something. I think at the time it was on sale for like $1.20. I think that's what they're going for right now. I'll have a link in the description down below. And I was just like, dang, why don't I just invest in one really nice cup and just be done with it and have all the beautiful tech that comes with it? And that is what I did. Although when my wife first saw this, she like, you pay how much for a coffee cup? Let's start with the unboxing. Let's go, baby. Slide this bad boy off. There we go. Now I'm talking. So I obviously got the white one. This one's black, so I kind of wanted, you know, if I do end up keeping it, because I haven't made up my mind yet, you know. I do like the new colors. So if you already have one, get different colors. Switch it up, baby. Let's go. You got the pamphlet that nobody reads. Hey, you got some stickers in there. Let's go. Charging coaster is different. It's more like friendly looking. The rounded corner is really nice. And the cable is identical. It's the same cable as the one before. Let me get this all out of my face. Here's the number. I'm just going to jump into it. The number one reason why you would consider this one, the new one, the 2 versus the 1. It's probably the only reason why you'd consider it now that I think about it. This one would last you 2 hours on a good day. The original, that is. White's original, black's the new. The black one, the new one, well, they come in different colors. Just for this comparison, come on guys, pay attention. For the new one, it lasts 3 hours. That's a solid hour longer. I have put it to the test. And I've got to say that I got about 2 hours and 46 minutes, I think it was. Close enough. Definitely a solid hour better than the original. And for that purpose alone, you should consider it. Now, for those of you that are new to Ember mugs, let me give you a little backstory what this does. This doesn't just do what you think it does. Let me explain. Look. When you pour coffee in there, let's say it's like 200 degrees, because technically when you make a pour over, it should be like 204, warms down to like 190, 180. It's still really hot, and you got it in a traditional mug. It will keep it at that temperature and slowly drop it in like 2 hours. That's where this bad boy really, the tech comes into play. Listen, you put coffee in here, its number one goal when you first do that, the 1 or 2, will bring that temperature down to the desired level. Like that. Like, I mean, it's 5 minutes and it's there. And this is where I was hoping the new one would have an update, but it didn't. Me, like I want to say most people, like their coffee a little extra hot. I just do. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to it that way, but that's how I like it. And the max temperature of the original one was 145. And that's great. That's still hot, but it's not like hot. You know what I'm saying? And I was really hoping when I heard that Ember came out with a new mug, I'm like, you know what, baby? They at least got us like 150, 155. Let's go. I know it's not the recommended temperature for coffee, but like most of us here in America, we just like it hotter. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. I live in Miami Beach. All I do is hot. Like, you know, let's go. Listen, that didn't happen. It's still 145. I will say that when I first got my original and it was sitting at $1.45, I honestly thought a week would go by and I'd throw it in the shelf and forget about it because I just like my coffee hot. But turns out I got used to it. I'm just talking about dark coffee the whole time. When you throw in a latte, even more so, you need to be in the 130s So that's really cool, and that's how the original worked. For those of you that don't know, you would spin this bottom here to change the temperature. That's something else new that they changed on the Ember Mug 2 Travel Mug. When you click through the Ember logo, you'll see that there's a plus and minus button. You can go ahead and click through those. Gives a taptic feedback sound. I kind of like it. The original didn't have that. I don't know if I like the whole side button over the spinning dial. I really like the spinning dial. I thought that was very unique to the Ember Mug. However, I believe this one's more waterproof now because it doesn't have that extra layer. And this thing was always a bit flimsy. I mean, the build quality of the mugs are really good, as you'd expect for a product at this price point. Top cap, super cool. I like it. It's the identical. I'm glad they didn't change it. You can drink from a 360-degree angle, so no matter where you pick it up, you can drink it. I do recommend having that top closed while you're not drinking it, because if it is open, if you're off the coaster, it will kill your battery much faster. So make sure you keep that lid closed. But when you have it closed, don't you dare think about swirling, shaking up your coffee because you want a little consistent taste because it's been sitting there for a while. Don't do it. Because as soon as you pop that lid open, I mean, it just shoots coffee everywhere. Not a lot, but just like enough to where your shirt's dirty. Someone like me that already has the Ember Mug, would I upgrade to the new one? No. And here's why. I sit at my desk, I work from my desk 9 to 5 or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always on the coaster. So I would say one of the biggest problems with the original was the battery, like I mentioned before. I never had that #1 problem. Now, if you're someone else that uses this thing as it's designed, because after all, it is called a travel mug, definitely go with the new one. You're gonna pay a little more, especially since this one went on sale, but you're not gonna regret it because nobody likes cold coffee. I mean, if you're sitting there and it takes you 3 hours to drink a cup of coffee like it does me, you know, you're 2 hours in, you know, you got half a quarter left and it's just good for nothing. And you're losing out on that productivity that coffee was gonna offer you. Can't really put a price on that, can you now? That's really cool that they fixed a handful of problems. Like I said, the only thing that I'm just kind of upset about is them not raising the overall temperature. I get it, had they did that, it would have killed the battery life, but still, would have liked to see it. Another thing I'd like to mention is Ember comes with an app, which when I first got this thing, I downloaded the app, super cool. You can have it automatically send you notifications when your coffee is at the desired temperature. And that was cool for like the first 3 times till you realize you drink coffee every single day. And you don't need a notification every single day letting you know your coffee is drinkable. So I turned it off, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't used the app in like 2 months. It is expensive, but you need to ask yourself, do you drink coffee every day? Do you work from a desk? Do you like it at a specific temperature? Just ask yourself all these different questions. For me personally, I waited like a year before I realized I needed it and went through a handful of cups in the meantime. So honestly, I wish I would have bought it sooner. I mean, that kind of probably explains whether I'd recommend it or not. Is it expensive? Is it more than what you mentally would like to pay for a cup? Abso-freaking-lutely. But at the end of the day, it's got some mad tech. There's nothing else out there in the industry that even comes close to what this offers. All right, guys, that wraps it up. This is the new Ember Mug. Comparison with the old, which I still think almost should be sold alongside it, but under like $100. Ember, if you listen and think about that. Like, it would be cooler to see what Ember has to offer in a more affordable setup, which is like their original. So yeah, hope you guys like this review. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Throw a comment down if you have any more if you have any more questions on it, and hit that like button. Don't be shy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.